What's up, you guys? It's Jerky here, and today I'm going to be sharing with you all 3 of my favorite decks for the new Double Evolution season. And for those of you that don't know, if you are King Tower level 15, you can now play the game on Ladder and Trophy Road with 2 evolution slots in your deck. So I'm going to walk through 3 of my favorite decks, as well as play 2 games with each deck to show you how to use it. But before I share the deck and hop into some games, I just want to ask all of you watching to please drop a like on the video and consider subscribing to my channel. I post content daily. It's free for you and it helps me immensely. So I appreciate that, and let's get into it. First, we have this Evo Knight, Evo Skeleton Logbait deck. For a long time, Logbait has had to decide between Evo Knight or Evo Skeletons inside of their deck, but with this new update, you no longer have to choose. So this deck is going to be absolutely busted this season. Into our... it's bouncy. Into our match with our Double Evolution Logbait deck. I think this is my personal favorite out of the 3 decks that we're going to be playing today. Logbait has struggled in the meta, like I said, and it's so nice to finally have a variant of the deck that I think is really good. On top of that, the Evo Knight and the Evo Skeletons, I feel like are their most broken evolutions, so it's nice to find a deck that fits with this. So it kind of looks like this dude's running Expo. I'm not entirely sure. Tesla Knight kind of look like it. We'll see about that. We do have our Rocket in hand. Yeah, it looks like we're going to be rocking against Expo. I'm going to pressure with the Princess at the bridge. I do have my Rocket in hand if they play the Expo. This should force out some Elixir. It does. I'm fine with that. And I think my Princess stays alive here, which is amazing, actually. So I'm going to pressure here, maybe force out a log or something like that. Or maybe he'll play an Expo on it. Yeah, he does play the Expo on it, but he doesn't have enough Elixir to really properly defend it, so that Tesla is going to take care of it. Beautiful start. So if you don't like playing against Expo, this deck is pretty good for you. If you are able to cycle to the Evo Knight, like I'm going to try and do, it is such an amazing tank for the Expo. I'm going to Princess at the bridge. He's not predicting anything, so I can be kind of aggressive. We're going to get 2 Princess shots. Oh, only 1. No worries. Going to cycle a log. And he's most likely going to cycle back to an Expo and then go in the same lane that he has his Tesla down. He's back to it now, so I'm going to have my Rocket ready. Yeah, there it is. And then I'm going to go for the Ice Spirit. It's going to hit everything, minus the Tesla, of course. And then when they are back to their next Expo, we'll have the Evo Knight in cycle, because they're probably going to outcycle our Rocket. That's what they do. For those of you that have not played this matchup, if you haven't had the joy of running against Expo, they outcycle your Expo counters because they have a really quick cycle. That's usually how it goes. Okay, I'm going to go like this. I want to save my Knight. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. He doesn't have log in hand either, so he might have to fireball this. He should fireball it, I feel like. Princess is going to take care of that Evo Archer, and my man is in trouble a little bit right now. I'm going to Rocket that just to be safe. Evo Knight as well is going to tank. I played it a little late, so it's fine. Once that jumps, I'm going to go like this. Kind of help out my Knight, DPS everything down. And right now, we're playing this matchup super well. He's kind of playing it a little basic. Not in a disrespectful way, just a little basic. I feel like when you play this matchup, you want to do things that are a little unpredictable as the Expo player. And now we find ourselves in the range of 2 Rockets to take the game. Skeletons here are going to tank some of the damage from the Expo. Rocket's going to finish it off. And for those of you that don't know how Expo works, the games usually go the full 5 minutes. I don't know why they just wasted that log. Maybe they can defend properly without it. Yeah, it looks like they can. I mean, I guess it's well played, but I'm going to cycle a few more logs on the tower and try and put it into Rocket range. And the thing about Expo is, like, they're not going to be able to make up this deficit. It would be very, very difficult for them. But it goes both ways. Like, if I had a large deficit, it would be hard for me to make it up as well. So that's just the way the matchup goes. I'm going to preemptively cycle a Knight. I feel like they're going to try and cycle back to an Expo. And we're going to keep cycling logs until we can get the tower into Rocket range. Beautiful stuff. We're going to have our Evo Knight in cycle as well for their next Expo. So that's going to be awesome. Evo Skeletons are going to get a lot of value here. Might force out a log, might force out something from him. At least that would be the idea. Okay. Late log here. Ice Spirit Rocket does 541, so we're almost there. Not quite yet. One more log, we'll put it into Rocket range. Or if they miss something on our barrel, so. Gotta love Expo. Okay, gonna go with my Knight down. Log is gonna put it into Rocket range. So that's a good game. We finished the game 52 seconds early against an Expo player. We'll go ahead and see you in the next match. Okay, into our next match here. And I think a great starting play with this deck is to go for your Evo Skeletons. Because they do play the Battle Ram, I'm going to drop my Tesla. And then I can Ice Spirit on it. Oh, I definitely need to Ice Spirit on it now. And if they do zap, we can go for the Knight. Okay, goes for the Magic Archer. And it's going to work out fairly well for him. Even though it is somewhat of an aggressive play. But those are the types of plays that you really only get away with one time. And it looks like it's going to be either a Bridge Spam deck or P.E.K.K.A. Bridge Spam. They do give us a free King Tower activation as well, so I'm going to Ice Spirit like that to take it. And we're going to find out if they have a Bar Barrel in this deck. Usually, like, spammy decks have a Bar Barrel or a Zap. And it looks like they most likely don't have a Bar Barrel. I feel like they would have played it if they had it. So they might just be running, like, no small spell or some crazy variant like that. Okay, yep. They're going to probably do the same play again. I'm going to Tesla real low. And then I'll probably log the Battle Ram. I expect them to go for the Earthquake. I mean, that's what they did last time. The King Tower is activated, though. So now I can defend this a lot easier than I did prior. Yeah, he thought I was going to go in for a Knight, because that's what I did last time. But good players don't do the same thing over and over again. You'll notice he did the exact same thing, and I mixed it up. And that's why we got a better end of that interaction. Okay. I feel like I want to try and get as much value as I can out of these Evo Skeletons. So we're going to see. We'll see what we can do here. Princess plus King Tower is going to make sure that that gets no shots. I feel like they're going to E-Wiz on this. I'm going to try and predict it. Nah, he doesn't go for the E-Wiz. That's okay. Evo Skeletons are still going to get a lot of value. Forces out the defensive Earthquake. Unfortunately, my Princess is underleveled, so it dies to that Earthquake. So that's annoying for us, but it is what it is. You'll notice in this matchup, I'm setting to go opposite lane. And most of the time when you run this deck, you very rarely want to go in the same lane as your opponent. It's pretty bad for you. You want to force out Elixir in the opposite lane, so that way their units don't counter push into the same lane that they want to get their damage. That's the idea, essentially. So I'm going to Knight here, and I'm going to Princess as well. My boy's going to go like that. I'm going to log and then Skeletons. Knight does get on the tower. That was a little bit of oversight by me. But we're still in a fine position to win this game. Minus the fact that they're now able to go in the same lane as us. No small spell is troublesome for them, though. So we'll be able to take advantage of that, no doubt. Pretty aggressive Magic Archer, to be honest. Okay. I kind of panicked there. I dropped those Evo Skellies. We're going to get a Princess down on the other lane. He's going to Mega Knight on that, I would imagine. It doesn't have enough Elixir, it looks like, so that's really good for us. And that's almost into double rocket range. Log here to take care of the Firecracker and the E-Wiz. Princess on the other lane, they still have to respond to as well. So that's super awesome for us. I'm going to try and bait out a Mega Knight. I'm going to go like this. Princess is going to splash on the tower. It's going to pull the Knight back, and Princess is going to splash and put it into rocket range. So that's a good game. They had a really weird deck, but a win is a win. You never know what you're going to see on the top of Trophy Road. See you in the next one. Next, we have this Evo Knight, Evo Mortar, Minor Poison deck. This deck was already good with just one evolution, but now adding in the Evo Knight makes this deck absolutely busted. So if you typically run Minor Poison control decks, I would recommend giving this variant a try this season. Alright, into our next match here. And now I'm going to be rocking with the Evo Mortar, Evo Knight deck. And I will say, of the decks that I'm playing, I think this one has the highest skill floor, meaning that it is probably the hardest deck to learn, but I think it has the highest skill ceiling as well. So I think it is overall the best deck, but more so for like top ladder, not really for mid ladder. But if you're at top ladder and if you can play this deck well, I think you're going to be well situated. I'm going to go in for a Mortar here. Wasn't really expecting them to go in for the balloon, to be completely honest. Little Prince is going to DPS it all down. He'll probably play a Muskie when he has enough. Okay, Archer Queen. I knew he was going to have some sort of support unit for the balloon. No surprise there. Okay, I'm going to try and get them to pop the ability early. I'm going to go for early guards. Yeah, they do. Well played, actually. They played that preemptively, which is really impressive. I'm going to log here. I think if I time it right, I only eat one queen shot. Good to know. They're running like a balloon cycle deck. So Mortar is actually pretty good for that. We have Poison that we can play defensively, as well as the Little Prince. Okay. An interesting deck, though, like Ghost, Balloon. Like, you usually never see those two cards in the same deck. That was a weird play. I misclicked the Poison a little bit, but Moral of the story, that's a wasted Tesla, to be completely honest. But like this, like this. My boy's getting creative with that play. I've never seen that play. Probably because it's not a good play. But points to my man for creativity. I'm going to pop the ability here. Awesome. Should force out more elixir. Doesn't have bats. Doesn't have anything super cheap. Goes for the berry tower. So that 3 elixir ability forced out 7 elixir because he played the ghost and the berry tower. So was that ability worth it? Absolutely. And I'm going to play my miner over here. I think it's out of the range of the bomb tower. It is. Are they going to play anything on it? They kind of play something on it. Evo Mortar, Little Prince, and then we're going to go like this. Ice Spirit is going to jump on the balloon, and then Evo Knight is actually going to tank the shots from the Archer Queen beautifully. Go like this, and I'm going to go for a Minor Poison because I'm pretty sure all he has is bats. Yep, and those bats are going to get eviscerated just like that tower. And yeah, my man is struggling right now. And now we're just a few Minor Poisons away. That's what this deck does so well. It has such a quick cycle. You can go in for a defensive Mortar, and once we get to our Little Prince, we're going to be able to have a lot of minor poisons on the tower. I'm going to go for one here. Beautiful. And we're 1 minor poison away from winning this game. Never mind. He didn't even defend it. So that's a good game there. Hopefully shows how strong the deck is. I'll go ahead and see y'all in the next one. All right. Into our next match here. Against Darbadar. I think their name's cut off, but their name is Darbadar. Starting plays, you can cycle a miner. I wouldn't spend anything else, like a poison or that necessarily. Now I will, because they gave me a lot of value. But in single elixir, it's kind of risky to go for those minor poisons, or it can be. I'm going to go like this to pull in the E-Golem. Then I'm going to drop an Ice Spirit. Little Prince is going to help DPS this down. And that Queen got taken care of. The Berry got taken care of. Going to log everything just to make sure that we don't eat a ton of damage. Little Prince kind of slacking low-key on that push. I ain't even going to front. Okay, I'm going to go aggro here. And keep my Little Prince alive. Never mind, we did not keep the Little Prince alive. But he's going to have to spend a lot there. And I don't think they'll have enough to defend this Mortar. So that's going to take care of the Berry. Berry's off the map. And I think we're going to get a Mortar lock. Nah, we do not get a Mortar lock. All good, though, all good. Guards are going to do work here, even with a Rage. Rage is not going to take care of it. We're going to go for a log onto this. Going to poison here on the Firecracker. Ice Spirit here. And then we're going to have a little baby counter push with those guards. Great. Forces out a bar barrel. That's exactly what I was hoping for. While he's low on elixir, I'm going to go like this. Then go for my Little Prince. Up the ability here. My boy's in trouble. I think they're going to lose their whole tower here. Yeah. Evo Mortar is just so broken. Oh, man. It's brutal. Yeah, he just lets it go. But Evo Mortar is going to help defend against the E-Golem. Oh, my goodness gracious. We're going to go like this, so that way the Firecracker doesn't get any value. And I feel like, for lack of a better word, that my man just got dismantled. Like, genuinely. Okay. Mortar is on the tower. And we just got to defend for 45 more seconds to take this game. Guards here. Bar Barrel doesn't even take care of the guards. That's how good the guards are. I'm going to pop the ability here. And then we're going to go for a Night High. Take this poison. Then go in with a miner of our own. And my man is just feeding me elixir right now. Probably not the play. We're going to go in with a split lane pressure here. Take care of both towers, most likely. And that's going to be a good game. I'm telling you, this deck has a ton of outplay potential. Probably the hardest deck of the 3 to use. But if you're up for a challenge, I would definitely recommend using this deck. So that's a good game. And we'll see y'all with the next deck. And finally, we have this Evo Archers, Evo Recruits Balloon deck. And of all of the decks that I'm showing you today, this one is the absolute lowest skill needed. This deck basically plays itself. You just drop Recruits in the back, go in with a Lumberloon at the bridge, and watch your opponent struggle to defend. In my opinion, the Little Prince is still the best card in Clash, and it gives you a 3-card cycle, so it synergizes so well with this deck. Alright, into our match here with our high skill double evolution deck. And I'm not kidding, this deck it's so good, dude. It's amazing. It's so hard for your opponents to defend. Like, unless you're playing on top ladder, I promise you your opponents are going to struggle defending this deck. My man is already starting off early with this BM. And I'm not having it. We're just going to destroy them. It doesn't even matter what they're running. I'm like so confident that this deck is so crazy. So our next recruits are going to be evolved, which is awesome. Knight, Miner. So it looks like it's a Miner poison control deck. So what we want to do in this matchup is just kind of chill. Don't over defend. And get a nice little counter push. I will say I don't want to eat those wall breakers. So I'm going to spend a reasonable amount of elixir. Depending on my hand there, I could have gone for something else. But I'm happy with how I defended. Okay. I'm going to drop a little prince here. Maybe we can force out a spell of sorts. They most likely have a poison. Usually when you run this deck, you have a poison. We're up a little bit of elixir, so I'm going to go like this. Get ready to arrows the firecracker. And, okay, he does have the bomb tower. But he kind of misplaces it, to be completely honest. And you can see we get a ton of damage. Little Prince is locked onto the tower. My man even had bomb tower. He has bomb tower log firecracker. And he still ends up losing his whole tower. So, it's like I told you, this deck is crazy. Like, people just don't know how to defend it properly. Okay, we're going to eat some damage here. It is what it is. Fishboy doing his best. Fishboy doing his best. I respect it. I mean, we took their whole tower. We took about 500 damage there. So, I ain't worried about it. So, yeah, in terms of how you want to play this deck, it's a little heavier of a deck. You want to be patient and defend. Not over defend though, and then use that like elixir advantage to get a nice counter push. So they definitely have a bomb tower, and they might have an Evo firecracker as well. Yeah, no surprise there. Okay. Interesting. Spent a lot, to be completely honest. I want that Evo firecracker off the board. It's really annoying for us. We're going to get ready here. Their main source of damage is Miner wall breakers. So I'm going to be ready. That firecracker just gets too much value, frankly. So I'm going to go in like this. Should force out a good amount of elixir. They shouldn't be able to go in for a push. He misplaced that bomb tower as well. No surprise. And we're going to probably take both towers here. So life is good. Like I said, no skill needed with this deck. This deck pretty much plays itself. So good game to our opponent, but we'll see you guys in the next one. To our next match here against Sweet Pain. And starting plays with this deck, you don't really want to make the starting play. You can. Like, I wouldn't recommend starting with recruits. I mean, he just played one elixir skeleton, so the no skill deck this is, we're going to cycle recruits. But no way, what? Okay. A skillful Miner poison player. I respect that. So what do we expect them to have? Maybe bomb tower here. I'm just going to chill, actually. They don't have a poison in cycle. Okay, they force out a 3 elixir knight. I'm pretty sure they have a bomb tower in here. That would be my guess. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go like this. This is going to keep our little prince healthy. And, okay, goes like that. And my dude is in trouble. My dude is in trouble. My dude probably just lost his entire tower. Miner poison players, man. And on top of that, he's fighting for elixir. He's going to lose both of his towers, dude. That's what I'm saying. Look, he's so salty. I didn't even do anything. Like, I really didn't even do anything. He played a Miner poison and then just lost his tower. Alright, so my dude's really salty, so I'm just going to cut to the end when I close out the match, so I'll see you there. Yeah, my dude just gave up, rightfully so. So that's a good game officially, and I'm going to play one more for y'all. I said 2 games with each deck, but that last game was really quick. We kind of won it within the first minute, so I'm going to give y'all one more game. I'm going to let that go. Get a little chip is fine with me. Looks like he might be running like 2.6 or something like that. I don't know. Really, really fast cycle deck. So unless this dude is like an elite player, they're going to have trouble. And they just spent a ton of elixir at the bridge, so we're going to go in. Beautiful. I'm going to go like this onto everything. Cannons down, and my boy probably lost his entire tower right here. Not even exaggerating. Yep. And my boy is cooked. Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, I swear I didn't even do anything. Like, what? How's... Anyways, run this deck. This deck is crazy. That was like less than a minute. So yeah, 2 little speedrun games. I'm pretty sure we're going to win this game. So I'm going to cycle my archers in the back, and I'm going to cut to the end after I destroy this guy. So we'll see you there.
Excuse me.
Yeah, so they just, they poisoned my king tower, which makes sense. I probably would have done the same thing. So that's 2 games with this deck, making our opponent quit, like, at the start of the game. So clearly this deck is broken. Go ahead and give it a try. Love it. That's going to do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please give these decks a try. They're super fun. They're really good. Or maybe come up with your own deck. Doesn't really matter. Good luck with the new season, everyone, and I'll see you in a video real soon.